Hello and welcome to Crypto Bible. My name's Oliver Tompkins, and in today's episode, it's another Oliver and Experts. I have Keiron Allen waiting to have a little chat with me, but before we get him on and have a little talk, see what he's all about, go ahead, throw me an early like, get yourself subscribed to Crypto Bible and turn on your notification bell icon. Shitting should make that kind of noise. Right, without further ado, let's welcome Keiron onto the show. Keiron, hello, how are you?
Very well, Oliver. Good to see you.
Thank you ever so much for your time and coming on to the show. So first things first, Keiron, anyone that doesn't know who you are, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is you do?
Sure. We founded the Crypto Climate Exchange last year. It's early days and we're going through a relaunch, but this is the first exchange dedicated to funding faster climate action. Now, we do that in a number of different ways. First, we're launching our own eco tokens, and we've launched two of those, energy efficient Ethereum and energy efficient Bitcoin. The plan there is we've partnered with a technology provider that can reduce HVAC energy consumption by up to 70%. And this means that we can massively reduce the energy footprint of mining both Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now, we're in the process of putting that all together, but once we've got that tested, we'll be sending out a protocol to the wider community to make Ethereum and Bitcoin mining more energy efficient. It's also the venue for any token that is environmental or climate related. We have the first of those tokens being listed on Thursday, called JCR, but that's all I can say on that for the moment.
Okay.
It's our point of difference is that this is the exchange you should come to if you give a damn about the environment. We've got it's like any other exchange, but we've got liquidity providers coming in, globally, to support the markets. We're going to have we've spoken to Conqueror, and we'll be offering our members £1,000 worth of free cover. I'm talking about cover up to the first £1,000. We've got tight spreads as a result of the liquidity providers. We've got an Android and Apple app launching in the coming weeks.
Okay. Yeah. So that's cool. So in a nutshell, this exchange is all about environmentally friendly, good for the environment as a whole, carbon footprint low. Do you have a set of like a checklist for on cryptos that they have to sort of tick before they're allowed to be on the exchange?
Well, we started off with a very purist view of what tokens would be allowed on the exchange. But for an exchange to succeed, you want large membership base, you want liquidity. So
sure,
taking a more pragmatic view to have the most common tokens available on the exchange, but then we'll also look at those tokens that have made a point of being specifically about the environment. So whether or not that's some sort of carbon play, or that they're a token that has said that, look, we're going to make a real point of being carbon negative here, or that they've made a point of renewable energy. There's got to be some sort of shared passion.
Yeah. Sure, I get. And can we just touch on, because you said you offer your own coins, tokens as well. What's their kind of use within the exchange?
The EEE and EEB, they were launched to fund the building of an Ethereum and Bitcoin mine using this new technology, patented and proven technology that can massively reduce the energy consumption in a mine. And so the utility was to build those mines that we can then issue the protocol to the wider mining community to massively reduce their energy consumption. So, it's obviously they'll be led by profit, and but also by, it's not just renewable energy coming in; it's also reducing and energy efficiency is the cheapest form of energy you can get.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. So let's talk a bit about you then. What's your background in crypto? How did you come about all of a sudden, coming up with the Crypto Climate Exchange?
Sure. I guess I've had an interest in it more from the distributed ledger technology initially, and what that could mean for the environment actually and carbon. I was marketing director at the New York Stock Exchange's environmental trading exchange, BlueNet.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I've got sort of real life environmental exchange business or experience as well as the crypto experience. So going into the DLT, and then just out of like everybody, I bought a few Bitcoin in the early days, and that was very happy to see.
Yeah, I bet.
And I think all of us probably share a frustration with the real world financial system, and I think that crypto offers a very, very agile, very dynamic way of addressing things, of funding. And we've applied that to the environment.
Oh no, it's fantastic. It sounds very, very interesting. So let's talk a little bit about the market at the moment. What are your thoughts on what's happening with the cryptocurrency market?
Well, I think all thoughts are with the poor people of Slava Ukraini.
Of course, yeah.
And I think, but they're putting aside the grimness for a moment. It does show. Bitcoin is being used to support both charitable and funding endeavors in Ukraine, and that wouldn't have been possible, or it's much harder to achieve that through the standard fiat routes. Yeah,
that's right. Looking past what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, what do you see sort of the future of crypto? Do you see a little bit more of mass adoption? I just want to get your thoughts on sort of the future of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm essentially marketer by background, and in marketing, there's a theory called the adoption curve. Where it's a binomial curve. Starts with innovator, early adopter, early majority, late majority, and we're still. The market penetration of crypto, I think in the UK, is only 14.5%. So that's still we've passed the innovator stage, but we're only in the early adopter stage still. And so if you look at all the other markets, I mean, if you look at the internet, for example, just think how much it changed from that early adopter point to then going up to the early majority. So I think there's so much more that is going to happen. There's going to be so many new things that are going to happen, and it's moving at such a pace. I mean, I'm sure you're the same with the WhatsApp groups, for the different things. We've got one for NFTs, metaverse, crypto environment. But there's the difference, because I was also in the .com kick up as well.
Yeah,
I think there's a marked difference to the .com experience to what we're experiencing now, because there's just so many more people being passionate about it, being driven, being really innovative, being really inventive, and really embracing these new technologies and coming up with all these new things. And we take NFTs, for example. I was initially quite skeptical of them, and certainly I think the idea of the marriage of NFT and art, I think is a bit of a bubble that will burst.
Yeah.
But I think where NFTs can marry to the real world, to some real world asset, one of the biggest problems doing business in the past was authenticating, and there's a lot of scammers out there that would bluff that they had XYZ asset, or they had whatever number of dollars, but they could scam you for whatever. But the NFTs go a long way to ensuring that people can't be bullshitted.
On NFTs, actually, I'm glad we're on that subject, because that was one of my other questions. But while we're on that subject now, is because it's interesting what you said, because I've spoken to a few people, and having an NFT that is just a form of art that might be a collectible, but it doesn't really do anything. It's just an art, and people say, oh, you can screenshot it, but it doesn't mean they have proof of ownership. But there are NFTs out there now that you can stake and you can earn passive income, or you can utilize in a play to earn game, which I'm seeing a lot more of, especially with, the metaverse coming into play. So do you think NFTs that have utility are the ones that, will do well and survive?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. No, I mean, I think I've not kept up with the play to earn. That seems to be moving at incredible pace. But that's and some of the valuations, of course, of on the businesses, with gaming and NFTs at their heart, reflect the investor interest in all that. And so, if and that seems pretty smart money, for it. So we're. I've had fun creating my own NFT art, but as I'm sure you have, it's like doing crosswords, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you thought about maybe integrating some sort of climate change NFT art with your exchange? Because I know some exchanges are looking to, sell their own NFTs.
Yeah, well, so we're currently a centralized exchange, but we're launching a decentralized exchange in the coming weeks, and
Okay, cool.
We're looking at ways to bring NFTs and the climate together. Now, there's a number of different routes there, but we haven't really decided on what we can market at this moment. But yes, definitely we'll be more than likely having an NFT module in the future.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think because I've seen a few out there that are charitable NFTs, and I always remember the days of being at school and some other person would adopt a whale or an animal of some sort, and they'd have like a little pack. And I can see that really working with, climate change and NFTs, whether it's, a glacier or something, but it's, something that's quite kind of interactive and you feel like you're doing your bit.
I had a killer whale called Liquor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And I can see that being integrated and being a really cool thing of, technology making that awareness of, environmental change and climate change, and feeling like you're helping, but also you get something cool out of it as well. Let's talk about Keiron, because a lot of people love to listen to this part, and this is not financial advice from me or you. This is just a chat about predictions or cryptos that you think are good cryptos now and sort of long term as well. So what would your crypto picks be?
Well, of course, EEE and EEB are right up there, but
I knew you were going to say
that would be cheating. That would be cheating. But I mean, I think what interests me is those cryptos that have real underlying asset value, to some form, or they're tracking something that has a real, asset value. So it's the crypto world is going to succeed the best when it combines the real world, and I think bringing that early majority we were talking about, bringing the masses to crypto, you've got to have straightforward propositions that people can quickly understand, because the technical barrier, stopping your man on the Clapham omnibus is sufficient enough that if you add more complexity into it, it's going to be a long time before that majority comes in. So I don't have a hot pick for you at this moment, but that's more the if you think, I mean, when it comes to investment, I look at more strategies you can fill a basket of assets in, because that basket, that diversification of your portfolio, makes it a stronger play. So you want to invest in themes, and so that would be, I think, certainly anything around commodities and renewables, for example. I don't think there's direct exposure yet for that, but that's something that perhaps we might look at, from an exchange point of view.
Yeah, and there's quite a lot of talk and a lot of applications for crypto ETFs, and I can see, along with a regulation as well. Do you think, I was going to while we're on that point of regulation, do you think with regulation there will become a little bit more of a mass adoption for crypto?
Yeah, no, so definitely. I mean, we're going through down the regulatory route. We're going to Gibraltar for the GFSC license, and that should be in about 3 or 4 months' time. But we're also doing the FCA, but that takes about 12 months to achieve. So we're embracing that, and I think that assurance to people, is important. And it's just, let's hope that they don't overstep the regulatory authority, and we want to keep the agile nature of crypto. So it needs to be lean, and I think where the existing law, particularly on what do you call it? Sorry, I've forgotten the word.
That's right. What, the legislation or?
Yeah, no, it's when prospectus law. That's it. Yeah. So prospectus law is where if you go over a certain amount, where you're trying to raise money, or you're trying to reach a certain number of people over amount, then you fall into prospectus law rules, regulatory rules, and so you need to issue a prospectus and get that registered with the FCA, and you need accountants and law firms behind it. Now that's so technically, a lot of tokens out there that have been issued fall in the prospectus law, but haven't gone through that prospectus process.
Right.
And so and because they've argued that it's just a token and not a financial instrument, etc. But that there is where you could turn crypto into something burdensome, both financially to manage, and because it's expensive getting the accountants and lawyers. It's you're instantly hundreds of thousands, as opposed to bootstrapping it through we've got a very lean approach at CCX. Embrace the regulations, but hopefully keep it lean. I mean, if you think about it, when you apply for the FCA, that's all about money laundering. And that it's not much else. If you were to offer derivatives and stuff, you'd need a different kind of license. But if you look at the anti-money laundering products that we have in the crypto world, like SumSub, it is far more stringent, on the ball. It's continually checking and matching emails to international databases. It's far more thorough than a high street bank.
No, I think what you said, I agree with being a balance of, I think more people would come into the crypto space, because a lot of people that I speak to that don't know anything about crypto, immediately they just say scam. They say scam because obviously a lot of it in the media gets out there when someone's been rug pulled, and it's because they don't understand the world of crypto. And so the first thing is they put their back up. But I think with a little bit of regulation, a little bit of trust, but like you said, it's got to be a fine balance, because crypto was kind of invented to give back to the people. So we want it to still be, about the people. Now, there's a term, we spoke a little bit about the hype about NFTs. There's another massive hype out there. I said that a bit weird, but the metaverse. So I wanted to get your thoughts on the metaverse, and are you someone that, is keen and eager? Are you a bit of a gamer, perhaps? You like the VR headsets and whatnot?
Yeah, no, it's we thought about it a lot, and we actually have a sister product, if you like, but it's not climate related. So, but it's something we've fooled around with. It's called Intergas Stellar.
Okay.
I'll send you a link to it. But the Ray, my co-founder, has physically built the framework for that metaverse, and it's sort of a bit like a Battlestar Galactica / Star Wars. You can buy your planets, and
that sounds good.
And So there's that, and then for a large climate project we're doing in Q2, we've got metaverse planned in there, but and there it's again marrying the real world to the metaverse. So there are there's all sorts of things you can find. There's like maps that exist today that have fun adventures to do, and what you want to be able to do is go off and or see it in the metaverse, then go and do something in the real world, and then somehow by going into the real world thing, you can add your points into the metaverse, and the game works like that. But so you're not. I think what we want to do is encourage to get off the sofa, get and off the VR set, as much as you're enjoying the VR set.
Yeah, now that sounds really interesting. And that is that climate related as well. So will there be sort of like missions that you could do to help the climate? And no, I think that's a really cool idea.
I mean, I help out occasionally on the the village plastic clear up, by the roads. It's and a lot of people do that, particularly on the beaches. That's a big community.
No, I think that's great.
I mean, there's a fantastic app that I've tried. It's called the Conqueror Challenge. Have you come across this?
No, what's that about?
So basically, it's an app that sort of gives you incentives to go off and walk. And so there's all these mythical. So you could do the 500-mile Scotland, but you're actually walking just around your local block. But each time, so it monitors on your Fitbit that you've done 10 kilometers, and so you can then see you've done 10 kilometers on the map on your app. And it's a perfect example of a metaverse, on the app, but having a real world interaction.
Yeah, that's good. And they're incentives, aren't they? Because it makes you feel like, oh, that's cool. It's something different, and the visual of on your smartwatch. You
get a big medal at the end of it too.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm definitely up for that. I'm a bit of a gamer anyway, so I like sort of gaming activities, and if you link it to health and environment, it's even cooler. So how would you advise someone, because we're still at that early stage? You said, just after innovation, but early adopter. So I'm sure you've got friends maybe asking you about crypto, or other people that they hear that term used around. What would your advice be to someone that's kind of ready to come into the space?
Well, do your homework, definitely. It's I mean, I think the first thing is that it's less complicated than it seems. I think the exchanges, looks like you need to be a city trader with your Bloomberg desks, and whereas actually it's very simple to put your tokens up and to for sale or to buy them on an exchange. I think you need to familiarize yourself with the technology, so being comfortable with wallets, and the fact that if you start putting big amounts of money in there, then you ought to also look for security. But I think do your homework. It's predicting the price on crypto is immensely hard. I've got a friend who's a PhD in Imperial, and he's actually got it pretty right. Reasonably. But so it is very hard. I think to what extent should crypto be a part of your investment portfolio? I think definitely. Because it's a hedge against many things. It doesn't follow the FTSE or
no.
So there are counter positions to make. I think you need to familiarize yourself with it, because it's the future in some way or another. we will see GB coin, no doubt, Bitcoin.
I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure there'll be some sort of digital currency in the future. I mean, you think that there has to be, right? Especially with the metaverse plays coming in to what's happening all the time and so forth. So what's the next big step? You spoke about a decentralized exchange. For what's next for, is that the next step? Is there something else? What's the next goal for the?
Well, probably the biggest step change has been will be our ability to accept fiat, in sterling, dollars, and euro. That's a big step up.
Yeah.
As everyone who's been in the exchange business knows, it is challenging to find real world banking facilities that are willing to give unlicensed exchanges bank accounts. But we've overcome that. So there's that. I mean, the apps, that's good. I mean, we've been in discussions with football clubs about launching eco tokens for them. And
that's cool. Yeah.
And that would be very, very different from the Socios play. This would be very much, an in-house. So it would be a Liverpool FC eco token. It's not a Socios fan token. And that they'd be able to raise money for, I don't know, solar on the stadium roofs and electric buses, etc., as well as giving funds to the football clubs. So
that's really cool. View that. I thought sports is a great idea, especially to link the environment. Have you looked at any other routes or anything like that? Or
we've looked at motorsport, sailing. I mean, all this. I think once we get our first one in, then there'll be a good domino effect on it all. I mean, but this as an eco play, this could work for McDonald's or or any sort of large consumer based business, because it's those consumers that would support it, and you want to leverage that your customer base to support the eco token.
Yeah, no, I think it's great, because a lot of people that I've spoke to as well that immediately say about how Bitcoin and proof of work and proof of stake are very harsh on the environment in terms of energy and carbon footprint. So it's great to have people like you that are thinking about the environment to say, well, hang on a minute, things are in place, so we can make eco-friendly cryptos, environmentally friendly cryptos, and there's ways that we can, reduce those emissions, because it's one of the things that governments may bring up and say, oh, we shouldn't have it because it's bad for the environment. But from the sounds of what you guys are achieving and looking to do, it's a really good thing, and it's really interesting, and it's been great to chat to you today.
My pleasure with that. Yeah.
It'd be great to catch up in a couple of months' time and sort of see where things are and see what's happening.
Happily.
Wicked.
Happily, we'll do.
All right. Well, thank you ever so much for your time again, Keiron. Have a great day.
And you, take care.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So there you have it. That was Keiron Allen, co-founder of the Crypto Climate Exchange. Everything environmentally friendly there, eco tokens. We've got some very different avenues there, and the fact that it's looking to reduce the carbon footprint of crypto, of those different blockchains that might be a little bit harsher on the environment. What do you guys think about the interview? Let me know everything down below with those comments. As always, throw me a like, get yourself subscribed to Crypto Bible, and turn on your notifications so you never miss any of our upcoming episodes. Once again, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.